Just imagine one of the biggest names in the NFL going head-to-head with a legend from another era, all over a single number. Sounds crazy, right? But it's real. Lamar Jackson and Troy Aikman were caught up in an unexpected battle, and the reason behind it might just blow your mind. After weeks of silence and non-stop speculation, this story finally came to an end, and not in the way most people expected. But to really understand why this happened and what it means for Lamar and the Ravens, we need to rewind to the very start of this whole mess. The number 8 has always been more than just a number for Lamar Jackson. It's his brand, his symbol, the one that follows every throw, every run, every win since he hit the NFL. So when he saw legendary quarterback Troy Aikman using the same number on products like clothing and bags, alarm bells went off. Lamar worried that fans might get confused, thinking they were buying official Lamar Jackson gear, when it actually came from somewhere else. In pro sports, the line between identity and commerce is razor thin, and protecting your personal brand can be just as critical as protecting the football on game day. This officially kicked off in July 2024, when Lamar decided to take action and filed a formal complaint to stop Aikman from using the number in that way. This wasn't just about ego, it was business, branding strategy, making sure every item sold with the number 8 was tied to his name, his story, and everything he's built in Baltimore. For a player who's become the face of a franchise and an icon in the city, every detail of how his image is used impacts the legacy he wants to leave behind. Then, after weeks of quiet, came a surprising move. Lamar dropped the dispute. No court battles, no long legal fight. Just a simple, let's call it a day, and life moves on. Maybe it was about staying focused on the upcoming season. Maybe he realized the fight wasn't worth the stress. Either way, it keeps distractions off the field at a time when the Ravens need all the energy and focus they can get to chase their ultimate goal. And if Lamar decided to draw a line under this story, Aikman's response caught everyone off guard. It all officially started in July 2024 when Lamar decided he couldn't just let it slide. He filed the formal opposition, sending a clear message about how seriously he values his number and his brand. To the Ravens' number 8, this isn't just a digit on a jersey. It's the core of his identity as an athlete and public figure. Every time someone buys a product of the number 8, he wants it tied to his journey, to the iconic moments he's built in Baltimore, and to the image he carries in the NFL. This concern isn't overblown. In a market where players turn their numbers and names into multi-million-dollar brands, any confusion can be costly, financially and in credibility. For Lamar, the idea of fans thinking they were buying his gear when it had nothing to do with him was too big a risk to ignore. It's like someone taking part of what you've built from scratch and putting on a product you don't control. That's why he acted fast. Filing the opposition was a calculated move, showing he was ready to defend his intellectual property with the same energy he uses to escape sacks in the pocket. He wasn't just protecting a number. He was keeping his brand clean, exclusive, and fully under his control. And that's when things took an unexpected turn. While Lamar acted with determination, Aikman took a completely different approach. And it was this reaction that turned a serious case into something much lighter. When the dispute went public, many expected Troy Aikman to respond formally or even with some edge. After all, this was a trademark battle. But the Hall of Famer took a completely different route. Humor, instead of technical arguments or tense statements. He joked, saying, "Hey Lamar, looks like we got a good conversation to have over a couple of 8 beers. Maybe Steve Young can mediate." It was a playful way to handle what could have become a direct confrontation. Aikman's response immediately changed the tone. Instead of fanning rivalry flames or letting the story spiral, he poured cold water on the tension. It was basically I get it, but let's not turn this into a war moment. That attitude not only diffused any potential hostility, but also helped keep the situation under control in the public eye, avoiding social media drama and unnecessary controversy. For Lamar, Aikman's lighthearted approach probably signaled that dragging out wasn't worth it. When the other side treats the issue casually, keeping a heated fight going can feel off balance. That friendly tone may have been a key factor in Lamar's decision to close the case. And interestingly, this wasn't the first time Lamar had faced a situation like this.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, But before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Just months before the Aikman situation, Lamar was involved in a similar case, this time with NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr., like the episode with the Cowboys Hall of Famer. It revolved around the number 8 and concerns over brand confusion. The difference? That one was wrapped up much faster, with little public back and forth and minimal media attention. This shows a pattern. Lamar is always on top of any commercial use that could interfere with his personal brand. He doesn't wait for things to escalate. He steps in early. It's a sign of business savvy, something increasingly common among athletes who know off-field strategy can be just as competitive as the game itself. Controlling symbols and images is vital to maintaining relevance and value. Looking at both cases, it's clear Lamar has learned to balance protecting his rights with the practicality of quickly ending disputes that aren't worth the energy. That pragmatic approach played a big role in how the Aikman case was ultimately resolved. By officially closing the dispute with Troy Aikman, Lamar Jackson showed that he knows exactly how to pick his battles. This move stops the issue from dragging on, removes distractions before the season kicks off, and keeps his focus locked on what really matters, performing at the highest level on the field. It's a smart decision, both from a football perspective and a business standpoint, keeping his personal brand intact while maintaining respect and good relations with other legends of the game. Moreover, the way everything played out sends an important message. Trademark disputes, even when they involve big names and powerful identities, don't have to end in bitterness or broken relationships. On the contrary, they can be handled with ease, respect, and even a bit of humor, just like Aikman demonstrated. This approach reinforces the idea that in the NFL, rivalries stay on the field while professionalism takes the lead off it. For Ravens fans, the takeaway is clear. Lamar is fully locked in on the upcoming season and won't let off-field distractions steal his attention from the ultimate goal. With yet another obstacle cleared, he can now put all his energy into what's ahead. And that's where it gets even more interesting, because the stage is set for him to write the next decisive chapter in his Baltimore legacy. At the end of the day, this battle between Lamar Jackson and Troy Aikman proves that protecting your brand off the field can be just as important as winning on it. Lamar defended what's his, but also knew when to step back before it became a distraction. The way it all ended shows that even legends can handle tricky situations with respect and smarts. Now, number 8 can put this chapter behind him and focus on what really matters, taking the Ravens to the top this season. And for you, fans, did Lamar make the right call by ending this fight now, or should he have pushed it to the finish? One thing's certain. With the off-field drama behind him, his full attention is on the field, and Baltimore is ready to take on anyone standing in their way. Because at the end of the day, the goal hasn't changed, seeing the Ravens soar all the way to the championship.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.